Why do we miss people who broke our hearts? Why do we long for those who made us feel small, rejected, or unloved? It's one of the most confusing emotional experiences we go through. You know they hurt you. You remember the arguments, the neglect, the emotional manipulation, and yet, a part of you still wants them back, still checks your phone, still replays the memories. You're not alone. Today, we'll explore why we crave the people who hurt us, through the lens of neuroscience and historical philosophy. And most importantly, we'll uncover how to finally let go, with wisdom that stood the test of time. The science of craving pain. Let's start with the brain. 1. Dopamine and intermittent rewards. In healthy relationships, affection is consistent. In toxic ones, affection is unpredictable. One moment, they're cold, distant, or cruel. The next, they send a loving message. This pattern of inconsistency activates a powerful chemical in your brain, dopamine. Dopamine is often misunderstood. It's not about pleasure, it's about anticipation of reward. When a partner treats you poorly but occasionally shows you affection, your brain starts craving those small doses of attention like a gambler pulling the lever on a slot machine. This pattern is called intermittent reinforcement, and it's the most addictive kind of reward schedule. The less predictable the reward, the more hooked we get. This is why you may feel obsessed with someone who treats you badly. Your brain is trying to solve an emotional puzzle. You're not just in love, you're neurologically addicted to the chase. 2. Attachment wounds. Now, let's go deeper. Our relationships in adulthood often mirror the ones we experienced in childhood. If your early caregivers were emotionally unavailable, inconsistent, or even abusive, your brain formed a specific kind of attachment, anxious or avoidant. Anxious attachment, for example, is rooted in the fear of abandonment. You might find yourself clinging to partners who give mixed signals because your subconscious has linked love with anxiety, uncertainty, and emotional hunger. On the other hand, avoidant attachment may lead you to chase emotionally distant people who resemble your past, even if that past was painful. In both cases, the pain feels familiar, and because it's familiar, your brain confuses it with love. You end up craving people who hurt you, not because they're right for you, but because they feel like home. 3. The Zeigarnik effect. There's another powerful force at work, the Zeigarnik effect. This psychological principle explains that the mind is more likely to fixate on unfinished tasks than completed ones. In relationships, this means that if someone ghosted you, left without closure, or ended things chaotically, your mind stays stuck in a loop, trying to complete the story. You might obsess over what went wrong, replay every conversation, and imagine what you could have said differently. You're not broken for doing this. Your brain is simply trying to resolve an open loop. But the truth is, not all loops get closed, and sometimes peace means choosing to close the door yourself. Historical wisdom on letting go. As modern neuroscience helps us understand the mechanics of why we crave pain, ancient wisdom helps us understand the meaning and the path forward. 1. Buddha. Attachment is the root of suffering. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises not from pain itself, but from our attachment to desires, people, or outcomes. We suffer because we hold on, even when it's time to let go. When we crave someone who hurts us, we're not just holding on to the person. We're holding on to the idea of who they could be, or what the relationship might become. But this clinging traps us in cycles of emotional suffering. Buddha's lesson isn't about indifference, it's about liberation. The more we release our attachments, the more peace we find. Letting go doesn't mean the love wasn't real. It means you choose yourself now. 2. Rumi. Embrace the change. The 13th century poet Rumi said, "Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you." Rumi saw heartbreak not as an end, but as a transformation. Pain carves the soul. It teaches, reshapes, and opens us to deeper truths. Every heartbreak is an invitation, not just to mourn what was lost, but to awaken to what we're becoming. When we cling to those who hurt us, we resist this transformation. We try to freeze the past in place. But Rumi reminds us, it's okay to change, it's okay to move forward. The wound may hurt, but it also opens a door. 3. Marcus Aurelius, control your response. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This idea is deeply empowering. You may not be able to control someone's actions, their words, or their absence, but you can control what you do next. You can control how long you stay in pain, how you speak to yourself, and when you choose peace over chaos. Letting go isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of strength, an intentional decision to choose your mental clarity over emotional confusion. How to let go. So what now? Understanding why you crave someone who hurt you is the first step. But healing comes through action. Here's how you can begin to let go. Step 1. Awareness is power. The moment you become aware of the addiction, the attachment style, or the unfinished emotional loop, you begin to reclaim your power. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What wound is this touching?" This shift in perspective changes everything. You're not weak for missing them. Your brain was conditioned to chase love through pain. But now, you're becoming conscious. And that's where healing begins. Step 2. Rewire the pattern. You can't just break a pattern. You have to replace it. Start engaging in relationships and activities that offer consistency, safety, and mutual respect. Your brain needs new data, new experiences that teach it that love doesn't have to hurt. Practices like therapy, meditation, journaling, and inner child work help rewire the subconscious mind. You begin to shift from chasing intensity to seeking security. You stop surviving and start thriving. Step 3. Release with purpose. Letting go doesn't mean pretending it didn't matter. It means honoring that it did matter and choosing to walk away anyway. It means looking at the version of you who stayed, who begged, who cried, and saying, "You were doing your best, but we're choosing something better now." Sometimes closure never comes, but peace does, when you stop seeking it from the one who caused the storm.